This week we're considering the gift of freedom. What does it mean to be free? This is important this week because we're remembering Remembrance Day, especially next Monday, the 11th of the 11th. We're remembering people who gave their lives for us so that we can live with the freedom that we have now. Our memory verse for this week is this. It's Galatians chapter 5, verse 1. It says this: "It was for freedom that Christ set us free. Stand firm then. Do not let yourselves be burdened again by a yoke of slavery." My challenge for you is this: what things are holding you back from living life to the full? There's a little story about a young man, a young boy who went to the circus with his dad, and they brought out the elephants, and the elephants were walked round the circus, the ring, and then taken out again. And some of them stood up on their back legs and did some tricks. The young man said to the dad, "Dad, why is that elephant doing that? Why does the elephant not run away?" The only thing holding the elephant was a thin cord tied to a little bit of a stake in the ground. The dad said, "Well, this is what happens. When the elephant first comes as a baby elephant, they put a big metal chain on them and secure it really, really tightly. But what they then do, over time, the elephant realizes that it can only go so far and it's not able to escape. Then over time, the elephant gets used to being trapped and stuck with that amount of freedom and no further. So then they can replace the big metal chain with a thin rope. And the elephant still believes that it can't escape. Though the elephant has the power and the ability to rip out that stake and rip out that cord, it doesn't do it. Why? Because it believes it's still trapped. In Galatians there it says this: "You have been set free." Jesus has removed that slavery, that bondage, that yoke, like that big cord. We have the ability now to live a life to the full. We have the ability to talk to God and ask Him to direct our paths. Our challenge, and my challenge for you this week is this: do you live a free life? Freedom doesn't mean you can do whatever you want, whenever you want. It's you can do what's right and what you choose to do when you want to do it. A slave can't. A slave has to do exactly what his master says. But us, we can live in the freedom. What are we talking about here? We're slaves to sin. Sin is that desire to do what is wrong in God's eyes, to fall short of God's standard. We have the ability to live in a way that pleases God. How can we do that? Because Jesus broke the yoke. That was a burden. That was like a barrier that stopped us from escaping. Question for you today: are you living free, or are you living as a slave? Are there things that you have to do? Are you a slave to your mobile phone? Are you a slave to social media? Are you a slave to negativity and worry and doubt and fear? Jesus can save you from those things. That is His gift for you, the gift of freedom.